Next, I'd like to introduce to you our speaker, Ariel Jarvis. Ariel is actually backed by popular demand. She gave a wonderful presentation last year on the 4 pillars. If you'd like to view that, you can do that over on our YouTube channel now. But today, Ariel has joined us to give her spin on connection. I'm just going to hand straight over to Ariel because I know that she'll say it better than I can. So welcome, Ariel.
Thank you so much for having me again. It's such a privilege to be here. I'm speaking from Canada, so I am located in Vancouver, BC. And my name is Ariel Jarvis. I'm a natural health practitioner, herbalist, nutritionist, acutherapist, and CEO of Vitality Wellness World. We are a natural health clinic. We treat the root cause naturally, but on a cellular level using different tools and methods. All of our technology and all of our testing is done in the clinic. And it's a customized approach using food as medicine, and different types of structuring modalities depending on the person's lifestyle or what they can handle at that time, etc. So today, talking about connection, I really was thinking about how the last 2 years kind of panned out. And I realized what an impact this had on our microbiome. Now, for those of you that don't know, I specialize in the microbiome, the gut-brain connection. And what people don't realize is your gut microbiome, those are your gut bugs, and they actually are influenced by your emotions, by your diet, by your environment, so much. And so you need to feed them with prebiotics to feed the probiotics. And so plants, fiber, fermentation, proper negative charged water, which is what we talked about in the 4 pillars last time. So please watch that or just reach out to me. And what people don't realize is you are born with 100 trillion gut bugs. And over time, they actually start to die off if you don't take care of the ecosystem. And because they poop, they pee, they throw off the pH, those toxins, then when they're not in a proper alignment, can actually go up the vagus nerve and create plaque in the brain. Now, you have more neurons in your gut than in your brain. And what people don't realize is when your ecosystem is off, you're not able to produce enough serotonin or oxytocin. Also, when you're an individual who is really suffering from connection, so maybe you're in an old folks home and you don't have as many visitors as you used to be compared to when you're in your own home, or your spouse passes away, or a child passes away, or a loved one, maybe you move to a new area and you lose all your friends. You have to make new friends. Your gut microbiome makes up 70% of your immune system. It actually has to adjust, and it is influenced by that change. So take that into consideration. Your gut bugs, they get lonely. They get emotional, right? They can actually trigger anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, anything mental, emotional, psychological. So if you are not keeping your gut bugs in check and you are not keeping connection in check, then your serotonin and oxytocin takes a hit. And if you're wondering what those are, your serotonin is a hormone mostly produced in the gut by the microbiome. It is the precursor for melatonin. So if you're not having proper connection, you're not able to balance out your oxytocin properly, your cortisol starts to rise, your serotonin starts to drop. And what happens is now you can't go into that rest and digest properly. You're always in that fight or flight. And so even if you have a pretty good life and all that, but you're just not around others, you're not connecting with people. And I don't just mean connecting as in face to face. I also mean connecting spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, touch, right? What people don't realize is when you give a 12-second hug, heart to heart, your body releases enough oxytocin to bring your cortisol down for the next 24 hours, which is your stress hormone, contributing to so many cardiovascular diseases. So just by having one hug a day, and yes, this can be with an animal, it doesn't have to be with a human. So your hug to release that much oxytocin can just be like hugging your dog. I have a dog. He gets hugs every day. He's adorable. So it's very important we are meant to love and be loved, and your microbiome receives that information and sends it to the brain to making the proper hormones involved. Now, next, it's really important to understand the type of environment, because not all environments are good for you, right? Some environments can be bad for you. So if you are someone that maybe is kind of struggling with connecting with others, take a look at maybe some underlying conditions. Maybe you've had some childhood trauma. Maybe you are struggling with self-esteem or confidence, right? So working on the psychological aspect will impact your ability to connect deeper, right? Allowing you to find your purpose, which will actually allow you with your intestinal microflora. It's all connection. What people don't realize is we are meant to connect. You're not meant to just wake up, go to work, pay bills, and die, right? And so many people do that. You're living in this race to get to the next bill. And it's so stressful on your body that you're not even able to be present with your kids or present with your friends or present, right? Or find a hobby, right? And so it's very important to really understand what life is all about and really appreciate the people that are brought into it so that you can have the best quality of life that you can have, keeping your central nervous system and your nervous system in check, working on your microbiome just through connection alone.
It's amazing. And when I chose the kind of theme for this year, connection, I had absolutely no idea so much was connected. And it is so intriguing just to hear all of this. And you know, we talk about breathing techniques and the fight or flight response, but you're also mentioning the fight or flight response. And you know, all these different modalities, these different therapies, they are all connected, and no one single thing is going to solve everything, is it? It kind of is a really big jigsaw puzzle that all fits together, all these different things. And I do love it when you said that the 12-second heart-to-heart hug doesn't have to be with a human, because I think that is a really, really big thing with some people, because they really don't have someone else with them. And to find that companion or in a dog or a cat, it's just incredible. I love that.
Mm-hmm. I always say that it's funny because dog spelled backwards is God. And I always say that, you know, dogs and cats are God's gift to us, right? Because unfortunately, some people, they have had so much trauma that now being around other people can actually trigger them. They can get triggered so easily, right? So they'll kind of become isolated. And so when you're able to connect with an animal, which just has unconditional love for you, right? And loyalty, it starts to repair and restore all those little internal wounds. And all of a sudden you have more energy. Your brain fog is lifted. You laugh a little more. You smile a little more. You sleep a little deeper. Maybe you move a little more, right? And now you're drinking a little bit more water. You're eating a little bit more healthy food. You're taking care of the vessel, the vehicle. And all of a sudden, bumping up slowly, your serotonin, your oxytocin, and that's your love drug. That's your happiness. That's your motivation, right? Literally being present and having proper levels of serotonin. Serotonin is your happy, motivated hormone. It's your get up and go. That's your mojo. I hear so many times from my patients where they're like, I'm just not happy. And I'm like, well, what's going on with your gut? And they're like, they don't even make that correlation. They think happiness is all external. But what people don't realize is you can be in an environment that is chaos. The world's falling apart. But when your body's in alignment, you handle it better, right? Your smile is genuine. Your peace is genuine. You're at peace with yourself. And so it's all about electrical. When your electricity on the inside is all conducting properly and everything's working properly, you're pretty balanced. You're pretty much in alignment. And so it doesn't matter what your environment looks like. I feel so many people come into my clinic and they're like, I'm eating all the good food. I'm drinking the good water. I'm doing the exercise. I'm doing the sleep. I'm doing the 4 pillars. I'm not happy. I'm not doing well. And I'm like, that's because up here, we need to realign up here, because up here is connected to down here. And they're like, well, maybe I just need to move. Maybe I just need to, you know, move out of the country and go here. And I'm like, wherever you go, there you are. So if you don't fix the stuff going on in your head, it will follow you. So we need to learn to dig a little deeper and be vulnerable and be honest with ourselves and be like, where is this coming from? I'll have patients where they're emotionally eating, right? Under eating, overeating, or eating the wrong things, or self-sabotaging on the weekends, right? All these things we know we're not supposed to do. And it has a catastrophic effect on our happiness, on our connection, on our microbiome, but we do it anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of people also say that, you know, when I'm successful, I'll be happy. But I did read a book that to find true success, happiness comes first. And you need to make yourself happy and do all those right things to make yourself happy. And then success will follow. And I think this taps into all of that. You know, you really do need to focus on yourself and take into account all those external factors as well. And I see that a lot in even just in halotherapy. You know, people will come in with respiratory conditions and they expect a drug or whatever to fix it, or halotherapy, but we can't completely solve it if you're going back home and you're living in a damp environment, or you have bed mites, or you have a dust issue and you're allergic to it, or, you know, it's these external factors as well, which have a really big, important part to play, that we kind of have to tackle the whole problem, don't we?
Yeah, and halotherapy is so beautiful because it works on the particles. It works on, you're made up of a bunch of atoms and cells. It works on the cellular level. It works on the electrical current, right? The positive, negative charge. It gets you back into alignment. And so it's quite beautiful what happens when all of a sudden you start, that little light goes off and you're like, oh, this is what it feels like to be in alignment. This is what it feels like to be good. And once you recognize that, you don't want to lose it. And now you want to spread the good word with everybody else because you feel so happy and healthy. And now you want to spread that to others, right? Naturally, we want other people to be happy and healthy. And so it all works in alignment, right?
That's right. Yeah. And that is a lot of what a lot of people listening today are going to be thinking, is that, you know, I'm so passionate about helping other people because of the journey that I've been through, or the results that I've found through doing these things. And it's so important that we all work together and can help share this information to help us be better, to help other people even more.
Mm-hmm. And it's so funny. Sometimes when you're in the journey of helping other people, it actually heals you with little things that you didn't even realize, maybe things that you didn't think were still affecting you. And then you help somebody else, and now you're healing as well on the inside. So it's pretty cool how all of that works. It's like a big circle. Everything goes around, comes around. And, you know, the more you help others, the more it helps you.
Yeah. And that also possibly comes back to where you mentioned about finding your purpose. And part of my purpose, I'm pretty sure, is to help other people explore the benefits of halotherapy and just to help others. And it gives you an incredible feeling. And only just today I helped someone, or have been working with someone, and my heart was just bursting, and it still is today, just by the results that we've been having. And I just think that 3-year-old child is now happy, living life, having fun from the results of halotherapy. And yeah, I had a few tears with the mum and gave her a hug. Not quite 12 seconds, but it was still a good one.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah. So it's just really important to sometimes take a step back and reset so that you can recover and restore. And just realize that you are the one writing your own chapter, right? You're the one that's in full control of what you eat, what you drink, what you allow into your mind, what you allow into your space. This is your sacred space. And I get a lot of the young moms or, you know, young parents coming in, and they feel almost bad for taking time out for themselves. So if you are a young parent and you are watching this, just know that you can't pour from an empty cup. So you'll actually be able to impact your child and your family way more, like substantially more, when you are taking care of yourself, when you're getting your sleep, you're drinking your water, you're dealing with your stress management, you're spending time with your partner, you're eating well and exercising, you know, and just having, you know, there's an art around just letting go. Sometimes there's things you can't control, and just know that life is gone like that. You know, being in a clinic, you see lives change all the time. You know, some people, they recover from cancer and autoimmune, and those are great stories, but sometimes not. You know, sometimes you have to say goodbye, and it's heartbreaking, and you realize how fast that can come. And so it's really important to be more present, and it's really important to not just connect with others, but connect with yourself. Don't just go through life being busy. Make sure that you're actually doing a self check-in daily and making sure that you're working on little improvements every day, because it's going to make you stronger when you go back out into the world, right? And you'll be able to connect with yourself and connect with your family even better when you're following the 4 pillars, when you're doing the things that get your body back into alignment, right? Everybody might have a different symptom, but we all have the same goal, and that's to just get your body back into a state of homeostasis.
Yeah, that's so true and so important. And one little thing I learned was to score yourself. So give yourself a form score each morning. Like, how am I feeling today? Just check in with yourself and rate yourself from 0 to 9, 0 being awful, I can't get out of bed, 9 being I'm, you know, dancing in the clouds. And monitor that and see what these different factors are that are influencing that score, and see how you can improve on it. And it's actually a really simple, easy way to do it, rather than saying or trying to put it into words. Giving it a numbers, I found really works. And I even got the kids into it as well. And sometimes they can't even explain how they feel. So just being able to give a score means that you might need to be a little bit more delicate with your words today, or they might need an extra hug today, or a bit more support. Or you know that we can go out and we can challenge that big mountain today. You're going to go and climb it because they're feeling on top of the world. You know, it was an 8 out of 10 as they got up this morning. So, you know, just try these little different techniques, and just, as you say, check in with yourself and find that balance. We do live in this awfully busy life, and it's so important to appreciate what we have right here, right now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
So before we kind of finish off with you, Ariel, I know you run a wonderful wellness clinic, and I was just wondering if you could share a couple of stories of some recent patients or treatments that they've been going through that have kind of been a little bit different, perhaps.
Absolutely. So we definitely have had a lot of people coming in with just different symptoms associated with different things. And so we've had actually a beautiful recovery program. Our recovery program basically gets any foreign material out of the body that may have been inserted. And a lot of people, you know, I had a little girl and she ended up developing, unfortunately, flesh-eating disease, and she had to lose her leg, and it was spreading. And so we were able to save her just by our recovery program. And so the technology is incredible. The stories I'm getting, that's basically all we're doing right now at this point, because there's so many people coming in with so many scenarios. And then also we've been working on our incredible pH restore, which is anything that is cancer related. So we've had a lot of recoveries for cancer, a lot of recoveries for autoimmune, getting things into remission, dealing with anxiety, depression through the gut microbiome and the diet, exercise, lifestyle, working with other practitioners. So we work with 25 other clinics, and we basically just cross-pollinate. So we have certain techniques and tools available that they might not. And so we can kind of be able to help the client or the patient from all aspects. I'm also fluent in sign language, which has really opened up a lot of doors for the deaf. I'm able to communicate with the deaf, not just in person, but over FaceTime or Zoom. And that's huge for connection, right?
Absolutely.
Because having someone be able to explain how their body works, what's going on a physiological cellular level, no one took the time to explain to them, right? They have like a grade 4, grade 5 level English. So a lot of them don't understand big words. So when you take the time and you're very patient with them and you teach them, their minds are blown, right? And now they can share that with other people. So that's been a huge thing. And then whether we have, hormonal imbalances, chronic fatigue. So a couple beautiful stories. We actually had 5 in the last year. We've had 5 people come in for fertility. They've done, you know, different types of fertility programs. They did not have success, and they're a little bit sad about it. And then they go through our program, and the only side effect with our program is sometimes you can have twins. All 5 had twins. All five couples. So that was pretty cool. We have all, when we do have stories like this, we always ask for a testimonial, whether it's written or whatever, just so that we want to be transparent with our stories, right? So you can take a look. We have a YouTube channel. We have it on our Instagram, Facebook, and on our website. We've had actually just last week, we had a lady with stage 3 cancer. She was given 4 months to live. And it was only a matter of 6 weeks, literally helping her the week of my wedding. And we were on the phone right before I'm about to like walk out, and we're helping her and that sort of stuff. And she's now fully recovered, no cancer. It's completely left the lymphatic system, completely left her bones. And you have amazing stories like this sometimes, right? Sometimes it doesn't go that way, but when you do, that's what kind of refuels you and makes you realize why you're doing what you're doing. You can't save them all, but if you can save 1 or 2, it makes it all worth it, right? So
yeah, absolutely. And you know what, if there's anyone else going through the similar condition or issues, it's also really positive for them to see and hear these stories too, because it gives them hope. And hope is huge, isn't it? It can really change to a positive mental attitude and be the difference between fighting or running away or giving up. So yeah, if anyone else has testimonials that they want to share with us, please do send them in, because we would always love to see them, share them with the world. But I really do appreciate the time that you've taken today, Ariel, to share with us these wonderful stories and insights and information again. It's just absolutely fascinating what you do. I don't know if you've got any final words you wanted to share with us.
Just to let people know that, you know, everyone has their level of fear. Everyone has their level of, you know, days where they're down or they're not confident. Like, everyone goes through that. So just know you're not alone. And no matter what you're going through, whether you've lost a loved one or you've had a very traumatic experience or you're just lost, just know that you can reach out to us. And we have a huge community of people on different wavelengths that we actually can connect you to. We have people in every single category. So if you're looking to get into a different career, or you want to take back your health, or maybe you have your own wellness health journey and you want to collaborate, there's so many beautiful avenues. We have a health and wealth program. So we do have an affiliate program associated. And that's really been a game changer, because a lot of people want to step into the wellness world, but they maybe don't have the confidence, the tools, or the connections yet. And so if that's someone for you, like I said, we're connected to 25 clinics and we have over 250 ambassadors. And these are all moms, dads, maybe they have a career already, but they're fascinated with wellness, or they're fascinated with passive income or understanding connection, or maybe they want to do their own thing on the side, right? A little side gig. Well, we can definitely have a conversation. Even if you're not local, the power of Zoom, we can do anything.
Absolutely. The power of Zoom. That's why we are all here today. It's opened up so many more doors. We're able to reach so many more people through this virtual world. And I know that there's a lot of people out there, you know, running small businesses, that it's really difficult to take that time away and go to a physical location. So this is brilliant for that. I'm going to drop your website onto the chat now so that people can click on, but do go and check out Ariel's company, Vitality Wellness. They are doing incredible stuff. So please do keep up the good work. And thank you so much again, Ariel, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.